Well, happy 4th of July, everybody. As I'm recording this, it's the 2nd of July, but the 4th of July is definitely my favorite holiday of the year. I'm proud to have served in the United States Air Force for about 9 years, and very proud of our country. I wish everyone was. That's why when 4th of July comes, I offer my biggest sale of the year. I do 12% off of everything on the site and this year it's going to run from today, the 2nd of July, until the 10th of July. So I'll include a code on the screen here, so you can put that in at checkout and save 12% on everything. And this is the only time of year we do that. So if you want the biggest savings you can possibly get at Ugly Dog, this is the time to do it. Almost everything we have is printed and or configured, wired, assembled, everything ready to go ahead of time. We keep a small inventory of every item on hand. If I get peak orders, I do have to do some assembly to order, but usually I can just ship things out the same day or next day. So I'll just give you some highlights and some things that are pretty popular, and you might be interested to pick something up if you haven't already. First, is our 3D probes. If you want the most accurate way and the most convenient, easy way to probe, a 3D probe is the way to do it. And now we are going to be offering the standard same probes we have with the plastic housings, but also one with a blue anodized aluminum housing. So if you want that, that's an option as well. Those I don't have in stock at the moment, but I will have here within the next couple of days. So it'll probably ship out maybe by the 5th or something like that, would be my guess. So that's one thing. 3D probes, awesome thing to have. Easy, accurate probing. If you don't have it, I highly recommend it. It's one of the first accessories that I would buy. Second, if you have a Onefinity machine and you'd like to put accessories on it, like a water-cooled spindle or a automatic dust boot or a laser with air assist or anything where you're going to need more drag chain space than what is available on the stock drag chain, the large drag chain and brackets are the way to go. One-time upgrade supports everything I think you can realistically put on this machine. I have got mine my machine loaded with everything I could really think of in terms of accessories, and I still have a little bit of room left over in the drag chain. So that's one that I would highly recommend. Totally highly recommend that. The next thing, if you have an ATC, you might want to look at an ATC dust boot that actually is made to work with the ATCs. The boot moves up and retracts and gets out of the way so they can do tool changes without crashing into anything. And I want to point out a few highlights that differentiate the Sidekick from other dust boots that are out there. One, this dust boot has a sensor that detects when the boot is out of the way and it's not going to crash into anything. And if the boot for some reason isn't out of the way, it's jammed, there was an electrical failure, a pneumatic failure, any kind of failure at all that has the boot in the wrong position, it'll pause the machine with an error and tell you that the boot's not in the right position, and you won't crash into anything. I think that's a pretty big value add. These machines are just not forgiving. They do whatever you tell them to do, and if you don't have that sensor, they could definitely break something. So that's one thing. Another thing that's great about that boot is it doesn't obscure the front of the accessory mount on the spindle, so you can still mount things like cameras, lasers, and whatever, and still have your dust boot in place without it being disassembled or removed or anything like that. So that's a nice thing to have as well. And another huge benefit is there's no worry about crashing your accessories or your dust hose or your dust boot into your Masso screen controller on the Onefinity machines, because the air funnels up the side of the boot rather than the front of the boot. So there's nothing sticking out in front of the spindle that can potentially crash into your Masso screen. So if that's a concern for you, which it is for a lot of people, the Sidekick's a great option to just eliminate that as a potential problem. It's also got very strong performance from a suction perspective, and the feedback on it might even be like a complete 5 out of 5 stars for everyone that's ever reviewed one of those. And the last thing I'll mention is, if you don't have an ATC and you still want a really high performing dust boot, the best one that's out there from a performance perspective, that's the Big Suck. It comes with 4-inch, 2.5-inch options. You can plug it into your Fane or your Festool dust collectors. It's got adapters that are optional with those as well. Everyone tells me that this boot performs so much better than what they had before. So if you're just not satisfied with your dust collection, the boot that you have today, this might be the thing for you. Check out the Big Suck. With that, I'll let you get back to it. Happy 4th, everyone. Let's get some deals.